Hey everyone, Jessica DeMarie here, and this is part 6 of my documentary. I just want to say of parental alienation, and I'm trying to spread awareness by doing these documentaries and hopefully spread awareness to the alienated children out there that maybe are seeing this. I did have a couple of them actually reach out to me and how they have been alienated from a parent, and they're just now, I guess, understanding it, and it's very heartbreaking to me. And I just want to say a lot of you have reached out to me and have told me your stories, and it's so heartbreaking. It just breaks my heart because we really should not have to be, really should not be going through this. I mean, I don't know all of you, and I don't really know the whole situation, just like you really don't know my whole situation. But from what I'm hearing, it's terrible. You don't deserve to go through this at all. And it's sad. And it's not only sad for you, the parent, the alienated parent, but it's also sad for the child. It's so sad because I said last night in part 5 of my documentary about how kids are so innocent and they don't know anything, and we as parents are supposed to instill the positive in their minds because they're little sponges. I mean, even sponges in their teenage years. I mean, really sponges then, because they're really learning to make a connection with things. They're really learning how to distinguish a lie from the truth. And they're very easily manipulated, and it's sad because the alienator, sometimes, I'm just going to say this, sometimes I don't know if the alienator really knows what they're doing. I think that sometimes I know when you split up and you get a divorce or whatever, there's always, I was saying this last night too, there's always this bitterness between both of you. And I'm not saying that it's okay, because obviously this is not okay, and we need to start spreading awareness about this, and we need to make this right. But it's not only spreading awareness to the alienated, but it's also spreading awareness to the alienator, because sometimes I think that they don't know. Maybe they don't understand because they are just so full of hate and anger that they really don't realize the damage that they're doing to the child, because they're just so wrapped up in their own selfishness. And like I said, I'm not saying that this is okay, but I think when we tell our stories, maybe and hopefully it might open up their eyes and say, you know what? I didn't realize I was doing this. I really didn't realize I was doing this. And wow, this is something that maybe I need to work on. And then there are the alienators that know exactly what they're doing. They are spiteful to the max, hateful, and not only that, but if your ex gets married, remarried, whatever, has a relationship with someone else, sometimes I think that their other half, pushes them, and they just do whatever they say. They push them to fight because of jealousy. And that's not a good thing. I don't want my ex back. Sometimes I think that this happens. The other person that's now with your ex whether it be male, female, it's like there's nothing there anymore. The only thing that you have in common is that child. It's not about what you what kind of relationship you and the other parent have. It's important to establish that kind of bond between you and your ex, to understand that, listen, I'm not in it to get in your way. I'm not in it to, start problems. I'm not here to badmouth you. I'm not here to badmouth you to our son or daughter. I'm not here to manipulate anyone. I just want what you want when it comes really down to it, to have a good relationship with your child. And I think some of these alienators fear that the child might be getting too close. That's a big issue. The alienator sees, oh, the child getting too close to the other parent. And it's like, oh, wait, I got to stop this. I got to pull this kid back. And I've seen it happen to me. I've seen it where, like, I see my son getting closer to me and closer to me, and then all of a sudden I'm getting the phone call. He doesn't want to come. He doesn't want to see you. And I'm like, why? I don't understand. Like, we had so much fun laughing. Pictures. I have so many pictures of, like, even when I had to go through the supervised visits, which is really ridiculous, but I did talk about that in the earlier part of my documentary. The pictures of him happy. He's so happy with me. Like, I don't understand it. I just don't get it. So the alienator just, like, wants to, like, like, they let him go. But as soon as that child starts showing love towards that other parent, they want to take it away. And they know how to manipulate their children. They know how to manipulate the child. And it's sad because then the child doesn't really understand. They're like, well, I wanted to go see her, but now I'm angry with her because she did this and she did that. And then also another thing that I want to share too, because just from experience, that we all, as the alienated parent, go through these different emotions, being frustrated, being angry, even sometimes even being bitter, because you're just like, I can't stand him anymore, or I can't stand her anymore. Why is she doing this to me? This is like, I don't want to have this animosity towards each other, but this is crazy. Like, they're really hurting me. They're hurting our child. And so you become, like, angry and hateful. And so what happens is you guys get into these conflicts, confrontations, whatever, maybe over the phone, but it's almost like the alienator makes sure the child is right there. Like, the child is right there. Child is hearing you and the other parent, like, arguing and fighting over him or her. And so that's a perfect opportunity for the alienator to just, like, take a dig at you, to make it look like it's you, the alienated, like in my case, me, making me look like I am the one that's starting the trouble. And I'm the one. Look at your mother. She's just a troublemaker. All she wants to do is argue with me. She doesn't care about you. Like, these are things that the alienator will say. And these are things that the alienator will do. And you're like, wait a minute. That's not what I said. That's not why I said that. You're not being honest with him. And then now you're really starting to build up this resentment towards this alienator. And it's normal. You go to court, and then the alienator's like, she's angry and she's this and I don't want my child around her and I this. Wait a minute. What you are doing as the alienator is provoking the alienated person to be upset because it's something we don't understand as the alienated parent. It's something that it's like, how do you deal with that? And then you go to court and then you look like this terrible parent. And it's like, whoa, hold on a second. This person, my ex, is alienating this child from me. And yeah, I'm upset. Oh, well now, no, supervised visitation. No, you got to go to counseling. Oh, you got to do this. You got to do that. Really? So you're not going to take care of the problem and it's right here. You need me to go to counseling to figure out the problem. Half of these counselors are not educated on parental alienation at all. And that is why when these judges send these parents to go to the counselors, and then they get these reports and the counselor's like, well, the other parent seems fine, and the other parent this, and the other parent that. It's almost like that alienator just totally manipulated the counselors. And the worst is when the alienator gets to the counselor first and talks about what's going on instead of you all being there together and talking and discussing it because it's for the child, and also to help the alienated parent to establish that bond, but to have an outsider. But most of the time, the counselors are very biased. I said that before. And I've had this happen to me in my case, like almost, let's say 5. I've had maybe 2 counselors out of all of them seem like they were pretty good counselors. But the rest of them, they were very biased. I've cried in the office. I've had things said to me, very nasty things said to me from my ex and his wife. And it's really sad. So, like I was saying, that the kids are the ones that are going to take from all that. You know, the alienator is just going to totally push that child away from you. And then you're going to keep trying to reach out, because I did. And what's sad is you just keep on, excuse me, you just keep on going around and around in a circle. Like, you go back to court, you talk about the same thing, you just are going around in a circle, and you just get discouraged. Now you're discouraged and you're like, I don't know what to do. I just like you, it's almost like you're forced to give up everything, because a lot of you have other families, and you have other children that you're taking care of, and this is a big burden to carry with you. It's heartbreaking. And so your family that you have starts to feel that. So you're just like, I don't know what to do with this. And so the alienator got what they wanted. And then you try again. And you try again, and you try again. Because you really don't want to give up. And so you just keep trying. And it's so hard, because it just seems like it's never going to end. And all you want out of this whole entire thing is to have a loving, caring, positive relationship with your child. And that's all I want with my son. And I'm very upset about it. And I don't know, like I said, I just try to keep thinking positive, and I try to stay strong. And now seeing all of you talking about what's going on, I know I'm not alone. And I thought I was alone in all this. Like I'm like, how many people are really